Test of the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy, The Maiden, Chapter 8. So basically in this chapter it continues the events of Chapter 7 to where she has left her family to work for the D'Urbervilles.
Oh mother, I wish our Tess wasn't going to be a lady.
Is that the gentleman who's going to marry our Tess?
If God be willing, my girl, that's the one.
So in this chapter, Tess and Alec leave Greenville. During the journey, Alec is driving quite fast. This makes Tess nervous, so she asks Alec to slow down.
You will go down slow, sir, I suppose.
But Alec says he likes to go down fast and that he can barely control the horse sometimes.
Why, Tess, it isn't a brave bouncing girl like you that asks such a question. I always go down at full gun.
As the carriage goes down the hill, Tess holds on to Alec's arm, but Alec says,
"Don't hold my arm! Grab me round the waist!"
When they reach the bottom, Tess is very angry with Alec. When they go again, Alec says,
"One little kiss on those ruby lips, or even on that satin cheek, and I drive at a snail's pace. Word of honor."
Tess is surprised by this and tries to pull away, but then Alec rocks the carriage even harder. She reluctantly agrees, but she still pulls back. This makes Alec angry and says that he will break both of their necks.
Damn it, I'll break both down. Go on!
Tess finally agrees and complains that Alec was supposed to be her kinsman.
I thought you would be kind and protect me as my kinsman.
Kinsman be hanged.
She rubs Alec's kiss off with a handkerchief and this angers Alec. After, Tess's hat falls off, so she asks to get off and get it.
Oh! Let me get my hat!
Whoa! Whoa! I'll get it.
I'll get it!
Once she gets down, she refuses to get back up, so Alec says that she did that on purpose.
You won't get up beside me?
No, sir, I will not.
Go on, go on. You artful hussy, you did it on purpose.
This leads to Tess and Alec having an argument and Alec begins to start cursing. Later, Alec tries to convince Tess to get back in as he does feel ashamed, but Tess is wishing that she could return home, but reminds herself that she is doing it for her family. Tess walks the rest of the way with Alec beside her. So that was basically the summary of the chapter. In the chapter there are only two characters, Tess and Alec, both in which who are opposite in behaviour. Alec in this chapter shows immaturity as he teases Tess by driving recklessly and telling Tess to hold on to his waist.
You'll just have to hold on to me. Not my arm, you little fool, my waist. Hold on to my waist.
I will do no such thing, sir.
Such a temper.
When they reach the bottom, he also teases to go again. Alec also shows his darker side in this chapter when he threatens to break both of their necks.
Damn it, I'll break both down. Go on!
This shows that Alec is easily agitated and will begin to threaten when he doesn't get what he wants. In some ways this can relate to his immaturity, as becoming very angry at dark threat can relate to how a young child will throw a tantrum when he doesn't get what he wants.
Damn it, I'll break both down. Go on!
Alec's corrupt personality is explored further in this scene, following on from the scene from when he is first introduced in chapter 5, where in that chapter there was a sense that there was something not right about him.
I'd rather take it in my own hands, sir.
Nonsense.
But in this chapter his lust for Tess is presented more as he is eager to keep kissing Tess.
A kiss then. One little kiss on those peony lips and I'll stop. On my honour I will.
But I don't want to kiss anyone, sir.
So as a quick recap, in this chapter Alec is shown to be immature, threatening and lustful. Now on to Tess. Tess in this chapter acts differently to Alec. While Alec is acting childish, Tess on the other hand is being more mature than him, as she continues to be the adult she has already been shown to be in previous chapters. For example, when Alec teases to go down fast again, Tess replies with, "Show some sense, do please," as if Tess was a parent trying to inform Alec's childish behaviour. She also shows her maturity when she replies to Alec with, "Don't try and frighten me, sir." Her intellect is also apparent, as despite Alec's behaviour she refers to him as Sir.
I don't want to kiss anyone, sir.
Well then, let's continue, shall we? Go on.
Very well, sir.
Also showing how adult she is by still showing respect for him. Tess, however, in this chapter is victimized by Alec, due to Alec trying to take advantage of her. This shows how Tess is helpless towards Alec. On the other hand, Tess also shows independence, such as when she refuses to go back in the carriage with Alec and walks instead. So as a recap, for Tess in this chapter, Tess is shown to be victimized yet mature and independent. As for the setting of the characters were riding in the carriage along a hill and a long stretched road. The setting isn't the main focus of this chapter, however it can be suggested that the straight road and downhill can relate to Tess's feelings towards Alec. How at points she feels neutral towards him but also feels negative towards him as well.